Hello everyone and welcome. I'm going to go over some of the minor changes in the little 2.21 patch that Marvel Heroes just got as a sort of supplement to my 2.2 video that I did not too long ago. So the biggest thing for 2.21 is Valentine's Day. There are character packs that include romances amongst comic book characters. You also get a nice happy little daily login reward that you can get, which is very nice. And just to take a look at these special bundles here, it's just romances between various characters that make sense and or actually happen. I assume most of them actually happened. But one of the other really cool things is you get bonus potions. These sweet candy rush boosts. Which are really neat, and it's a riff and credit bonus, which is kind of nice, and these are really good deals, so if you don't have the characters, they're definitely worth picking up. You get a lot for not very much money. So just for funsies, let's take a look at my things. So see, we got here the Valentine's Day gift, and the red envelope is from the Lunar New Year that was still going on. So let's see what I got. Ah, Valentine's Day hearts. Ooh, see, look at all that selling. I can sell it for a lot of monies. And ooh, splinters from the red envelope. Alright, so while I'm talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and run a terminal just to go over some of the other little changes that we had. So most of the changes for this were cosmetic, not very many things that were directly gameplay related. Like I said, the Valentine's thing, you've got daily items, you've got a new artifact, the Cupid arrows. That's actually pretty cool. It gives a bonus to Sif for you and your party, sort of like the lunar fireworks gave a bonus to credit drops for the party. I think that it was working at the very end. I don't know if it actually ended up fully working the way it was supposed to. One of the other major cosmetic changes are to just the credit drops, because now they're candy hearts. So you can see right there my little pile. Ah, I missed it. Let's take out this guy. But yeah, the credit piles are now little candy hearts, and that's probably going to stay there until some other major holiday happens. One of the really major gameplay-related changes is actually to parties, because now if you party, at least for this weekend, the 14th, 15th, and 16th, then you get 50% more experience, which is really great if you're trying to level somebody new, or just trying to prestige somebody that you already had, whatever it happens to be. So definitely worth doing if you need to get some characters leveled up. One of the other big things that happened is when the runes were first released last week with the 2.2 patch, they actually dropped too frequently in X defense. So that was something that the developers have now fixed. So I don't know what the exact loot tables are anymore, but X defense is basically no longer completely riddled with runes, whereas for the last week or so they were. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you ask me, because I still find runes relatively frequently, not ridiculously so, but decently enough. The other things is, like always, this particular patch had a decent number of changes to characters, primarily with powers and just balancing and all that kind of stuff. The biggest thing that's really been going on and really, frankly, ticking off a lot of people have been the changes to my favorite character, Nightcrawler. And essentially what happened is previously the flash and grab, this little move right here, that takes enemies and actually moves them, it hasn't actually been nerfed, although, oh look, Valentine's gift box. Yay! What actually happened is previously the move was ignoring tenacity. In other words, it would pull anybody no matter what happened. It would pull bosses and you could constantly pull them and they wouldn't ignore the crowd control as they were supposed to. So now, basically what happened is it works the way it's supposed to, but the problem is it feels a little bit less like Nightcrawler probably should. Because one of the biggest things with Nightcrawler is his whole shtick is he's able to go, grab people, and teleport them around to sort of tire them out and make them really disoriented. That's a big shtick of his in the comic books. So a lot of people are really, really upset about that, and I can understand it to an extent, but the way that I see it, it's just the way that the game is actually supposed to work, so I'm a little on the edge. And, oh, look, we actually got it. That's nice. So this is one of the other major changes. This bubble that's around my good friend Dr. Octopus here is the new affix called Missile Reflection. Missile Reflection can be on any boss in any mode, anywhere, anytime. And essentially what it does is exactly what it sounds. If you have any sort of projectile, then it reflects it back to you, and it does, I believe, right around 5% of the damage that it normally would if you actually hit him. And the problem is, obviously, that means you have to be within the sphere in order to do damage to him with any sort of ranged attack, which can be very, very frustrating for pretty much anybody. That being said, you can still do things that are like area of effect that attack essentially the ground. So things like the Human Torch's Scorching Pyre or Iron Man's Jericho missiles still work perfectly fine and perfectly normally. They can still be within the bubble and still hit whoever is within it. In this case, obviously, Dr. Octopus. That being said, one of the other issues that I found while I was playing with a friend of mine, he plays with Iron Man all the time. And when he was playing with Iron Man, ooh, cosmic. It's just a bad. But while he was playing with Iron Man, he noticed that if he used the Pulse Bolt attack, which actually stuns enemies as well, then what ends up happening is it reflects back to you and it actually stuns you. So for those of you who play Iron Man, that's something to be a little bit weary of, just in case, and be safe about it, and be careful with the missile reflection. And the other thing is the Krogans that reflect missiles as well do that, and it doesn't do any more damage anymore. And Loki's, the boss Loki's version now does, I believe it's 5% of the original damage as well. So those are the real major changes to the gameplay and at least the character that I care most about. I put in a link to the official patch notes so that you can check them out. And I hope that this little summary sort of helped you out and that you could see some of the minor, at least aesthetic changes and some of those cool little Valentine specific drops. So with that, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.